Okay, let's say that you are middle front in rotation. So this represents you as a middle blocker. Right now, let's say that you're on serve receive. So the setter is going to come in from the back row, who's currently in right back, and this player will slide over, this player will slide over, and this one will slide back to help pass. Now, a lot of coaches have different arrangements for passing. This is the formation I like. I like to have 3-man passing here in the back court. So here you are. You can pull back and help pass the short, or sometimes they like for middle blockers to hide up at the net. For me, I like them helping to pass because, there's a nice big short hole here to serve, but, every coach is different and every team is different. So at any rate, you're front row and you're here on serve receive. So the serve is going to come over the net, and the setter, as soon as the ball is touched on the serve, is going to run in to set. Okay? So the setter runs up to the net waiting for the pass. We all remain in our positions and we hit. These 3 hitters that are front row are hitting from the position that they're currently in rotation. Now the reason why is because we don't switch to our position on defense until the ball goes back over the net. Okay, so the ball comes our way. Let's say that this player right here passes the ball. You'll notice that it's coming over the top of the middle blocker's head. Well, middle blocker, you want to make sure that you're keeping your eye on the ball. So you're going to want to keep your eye on the ball at all times, get adjusted around so that you know where the ball is for 2 reasons. One reason is so that you can time your ones or be ready for the setter to set you. But not every pass lands right on top of the setter's head. Sometimes the pass may come from this player and almost land on top of your head. So your job is to always know where that ball is coming, adjust yourself out of the way and further back so the setter can then come in, still have the option to set you here or set high outside to this outside hitter here. So your job is to always be out of the setter's way. You don't want to take that second ball, that pass, and try to set it yourself. You don't want to get caught up in here trying to set the ball, following it, and have your setter run into you. Your setter is busy looking up at the ball and not at you, so there can be a lot of collisions if you don't do a good job of getting out of the way. So a middle blocker, for me, her number 1 job is to stay out of the way of the setter, and then number 2 is to be a great hitter. So your number 1 priority on serve receive is to figure out where the ball is going, keep your eye on it at all times, and know where your setter is. And if the setter has to come for a pass that's off the net, say the setter's coming this way, you move away from that setter and back up. Setter's here. Setter can still set you a little short set here if need be, or go high outside, or a nice back set to the other hitter on the right. Okay? So keep a clear path at all times for that setter. All right, so let's go on back to where we were just now in rotation on serve receive, which was here. And let's say that the setter came in and we have just hit the ball over the net. Okay, so now the ball's in play on the other side of the court. The setter's going to run back to the right back and play defense. The other setter is going to switch to the right side. The outside hitter is going to switch to the left. This middle blocker is already middle, doesn't need to switch. You don't need to switch either, because in rotation you're already middle. This outside hitter is already on the left side, does not need to switch. Okay, so you're going to play out the rally in these positions here. And next, we're going to rotate. Okay, so when it goes back to serve receive, we get back in our positions. We side it out, we've got to rotate. Okay, now you see that you, as a middle blocker, are in the right front in rotation. Okay, so we have this player here back to serve. You've just sided out. So this player is now serving. And what are we doing? We're sending the ball over the net. Anytime that we send the ball over the net, we switch to position. So while the ball's over there, we quickly switch. It may come back over on one. So we quickly switch. This player serves and gets straight over to the left side. This middle needs to play middle back defense. And this right side player who's setting needs to get back to her spot in the right back. Okay? So here you are playing in the exact same spot during every rally. After your team sends the ball over the net, you're always in the middle front if you're front row in rotation. Okay? But you're actually you're right front in rotation, but you're middle front during every rally after you switch. I hope that makes sense. So what it looks like is this is where you are in rotation right now. Okay? I lost myself. My server. Okay. This is where you are in rotation right now. Okay? Opposite the other middle. Okay? So let's say that the other team sided out and we're on serve receive. The setter is going to come in from the back row to set. Sorry. You're here in the right front. You're backed off to help pass. These two players are going to slide back over and help pass. So we once again have our three-man passing. So we have three front row hitters, 1, 2, and 3. And the setter coming in from the back court to come in and set. The ball gets served over the net to your team. This player passes the ball. The setter's running into the net. You stay ready to hit right here on the back side. Okay, you don't switch because your team has not sent the ball over the net yet. But after you do hit the ball, or any of the other players hit the ball over the net, you quickly switch to the middle front again. So you're always going to be middle front during the rallies. As soon as your team sends the ball over the net, you're going to be middle front. Okay, so then you would rotate again. Let's put you back to where you were in rotation. Okay, if you were to rotate again, now you're back row. Not a lot changes here, except for the fact that now you would switch, instead of middle front, you would switch to middle back. So anytime your team sent the ball over the net, you would then switch to middle back. Okay, so let's say that you were on serve receive. Your setter's coming in right here. These guys are sliding over to fill it all in. Give me my three-man passing here. Setter would run in to set one of these three hitters who are front row. And your team would then be sending the ball over the net. Okay, so then you quickly, this setter has just set the ball. She's back row. She quickly switches to the right. This setter is already on the right, the front row setter. This guy will switch here and so on. You've switched to the middle back. And we've got our other left side player on the left. Play out the rally in that spot. Even though you are right back in rotation, you're playing middle back during the rally. And so on.